how far down the rabbit hole do you want to go? Because what if the whole thing is to kind of like not torture us, but constantly make us challenged, right? People say they want it good. We don't want it good. We'd be bored out of our mind. What are we here to do? What is our work? What is our mission? What is our...
We need to just focus. We need to focus within.
It's part of the game of life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another thought that was coming to me was maybe they're not, I don't know, soulless or not, but maybe they're just very like premature fragments of consciousness. It's like their experience of being a human is like so minimal. And so they come here and they do what they need to do. They probably are not here for a long time, right? Because whenever they fulfill whatever they need to do and then they come to pass, then they get to go back to the oneness and then like have their next experience, and they can just continue to evolve that consciousness.
Yeah, I mean, that could be too, and that's to say if we're all a conscious thing. Now, let's take it a different step further. What if, okay, if somebody, I mean, again, how far down the rabbit hole do you want to go? Because then it's like, for what purpose, for what purpose, for what purpose? But if somebody said, okay, we're going to create a school for souls, okay? And they start like, so think about like, if you haven't seen The Good Place, think about that, how he's architecturing The Good Place. It's really the bad place. Okay. Amazing show.
Love that show.
But, so he's drawing out the plans and creating the reality to exist for these people to go through. What if like, somebody's creating the reality of Earth and then, just like, okay, The Good Place, again, if you haven't seen this, there are the 4 main souls that are really there, and everybody else is being played by a demon, and they're fake. They're pretending to be that they're people in the good place, but they're really just background players, right? For these 4 individuals' experience, right? And everything circles around those 4 souls. So what if it's a situation like that, frick, what if we got hijacked so much that we came down here and we think, oh my God, all of this struggle, this pain, this illusion, all of these problems, these emotions that I have, and then you were just like one of maybe there's a few handfuls of souls. And what if it's not the majority of people have souls? What if it's actually the majority of the people are just these other players? And then you're dropped in and they're like, oh, like kind of in the good place where they're going to torture you. Yeah. Like their whole thing was to torture them. So that was to torture them. But what if the whole thing is to kind of like not torture us, but constantly make us challenged, right? I think that life is about challenges. That's what we signed up for. Challenge. Then we solve it. Problem, solve, challenge, growth, this, that, but we don't want it good. People say they want it good. We don't want it good. We'd be bored out of our mind, right? Things are good too long in a relationship and you pick a fight. Like, it's like, we want that.
No, you're right. And one of the things that I learned in the records is that Earth is a plane of lessons.
You enjoying this so far? Did you forget to subscribe? Make sure to do so. It takes 2 seconds. Just press that little button, the red one. The one. Just press it, little like. All right, enjoy the rest of this content. See? So, I mean, there could be something to this. This is the first time I'm hearing these backdrop people, but the concept of them I've heard of, but specifically the Dolores Cannon version of them. And, I would say like it makes your mind think. Yeah. Like it's just, but when we think like that, instead of a depowering thing, guys, I've actually think of it as like an empowering thing, because if you think like, okay, if I'm meant to just grow and evolve, whether there's these backdrop people or not playing along in this growth, But especially if there were that,
Mm-hmm.
then it makes all of the problems and bad experiences, even this pandemic, all of it seem not irrelevant, but just it's part of the game of life.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of the lessons, right?
Yeah.
And then you say, oh, do I really need to make that much of an emotional like deal over the situation, or was this here serving me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because kind of from that mindset and perspective, the people that are interacting in your life are here to serve you.
And that's how I felt. Like my kind of bottom line with it was very similarly to like what you just shared, was to emotionally not be so wrapped up in whatever is kind of stifling me or making me feel a little like aggravated. It's like, oh no, kind of taking it with a grain of salt. Like, okay, it's almost like, thank you so much for doing that for me. And at the same time, Helen, get aligned. What are you here to do? Focus on your work.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because what are we here to do? What is our work? What is our mission? What is our, even just our intentional experience that we're creating, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But that's the fun of it, like how do you just pull yourself back into being present?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And saying, okay, there's these missions, but in the same thing, there's just the essence of being too. That's so,
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay, let's just
be.
Just be. Just be. That's you. So anything else on backdrop people before we?
I think at the end of the day, we need to just focus. We need to focus within and the work that we're here to do. And the truth is, yeah, we don't need to let people and things around us aggravate us. And I always like to come back to a question that I ask myself, and it's like, what is my work? What do I need to focus on? What do I put my attention into? Because I can be distracted and pulled in a lot of different directions, and it can be overwhelming. And I think that I can only be responsible for like what my work is. So
yeah, and sometimes just being. Right?
I know.
Right? So I don't know. I think that we just need to embrace as much as we can and know that in the big scheme of things are important, but they're not important. And to allow yourself to, embrace as much of life as you can and figure out how it's causing you to learn, grow, or evolve, or how it's serving other people to learn, grow, and evolve.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it was fun.
I know. Thank you.
Until next time, everybody.
Bye.
If you like this content, make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment below. And we also have an amazing link right there for some cool product. I know you want to check it out. I know you want to click it. Go ahead. Come on. You can do it. All right. Until next time, have a beautiful, blessed day.